on my way to the Sacramento airport with my boy J-Dog. Just gave my wife and our 3 boys a good luck kiss goodbye, and now I'm flying to Las Vegas to play the $10,000 buy-in World Series of Poker main event, where first place is expected to be over $10 million. I'm feeling amazing. Let this be my run good. Let this be my one time. Let's get it, man. On my way to the Paris casino to register for the main, a good friend of mine lets me know that my boy Benz is in town just for the night, and he's at the Paris casino doing a big $10,000 plus Twitter giveaway. As if this guy isn't enough. He's already given away over $250,000 this summer back to the poker community. This guy's just absolutely amazing. I introduced him to ACR and poker streaming on Twitch about 4 or 5 years ago, and over the last couple of years, he's made millions of dollars on ACR and is definitely not shy to give it back to the poker community. I love this guy so much. Mr. Benz! Let's go! Yo! Dude, you just decided that like $250,000 in giveaways wasn't enough?
Hey, fuck it. We giving it away, man.
Let's
we
go.
giving it away.
You're
I was like, how do I do it last longer and get people to show up? Here we are. We got all the people in the fucking world.
You're the man, dude.
Hey,
love
it's
you.
all because of you, dude.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Let's go, man. You're
This
the man.
guy right here.
Now it's time to buy into the main event. I give them this $10,000 bundle of cash, and they give me this ticket that could be worth over $10 million. Let's go. Feeling like 10 million bucks. Most pros will tell you that the World Series of Poker main event is the best tournament in the world, and that's because it is. The blinds go up every 2 hours, which gives you tons of time to grind. I've got a very nervous and excited butterfly feeling in my stomach. I'm feeling great. I'm ready. Let's go. Time to crush. Thank you. 60,000 starting stack in the main event. It's 3.5 hours into the day, and absolutely nothing has been going my way. I started this hand with 30,800. I looked down at pocket aces under the gun 2 with the big blind at 300. I raised to 800. Both of the blinds call, and to the flop we go, and it's a spicy one. 8-4-6 with 2 diamonds, and the blinds check to me. I bet 1,200 into 2,700. The small blind quickly calls, and the big blind calls as well. To the turn we go with 6,300 in the middle, and it's the 3 of hearts. And the blinds check to me again, and I decide to bet right around 65% pot on the turn. I bet 4K. The small blind quickly calls again. The big blind folds. And I've been watching this opponent all day long. He's been very careful, very tight on the river. And the river comes down to 7 hearts, and he pretty much snap bets 10K. As I always say, can't be married to your hands. When you know you're beat, you got to let it go. I painfully and confidently make the laydown. It's just over an hour later, and I'm under the gun with the Phil Helmy with the black 9s. Big blind's at 300, and I come in for a raise to 800 off of my 23,700 stack to start this hand. The hijack calls, and the cutoff looks down at his hand and gives those live 3-betting vibes. Sure enough, he puts in the re-raise to 3,000. It folds back to me. No choice here but to call. I put the 3 yellow chips in the middle, and the hijack quickly calls behind. We're going 3 ways to a flop with 9,800 in the middle, and I'm screaming in my head, pleading to the poker gods for a 9 on the flop. And the flop is 7-7-10 with 2 diamonds. I check, the hijack checks, and the cutoff gives very genuine, uncomfortable vibes as he bets 3,000, which makes me believe there's a very good chance my opponent is holding ace-king or ace-queen. I have to call here, and I am prepared to fold most turns if my opponent bets again. The hijack folds, to the turn we go, and it's the 8 of diamonds giving me the open and straight draw. I check, and my opponent quickly checks behind, screaming for a 9, and there it is. 9 of diamonds on the river, giving me the full house. There are 4 cards to a straight flush. Since my opponent re-raised pre-flop, I'm not worried about him having the 6 of diamonds. I am weary of the possibility of him having the jack of diamonds. There's also a number of hands that I don't want him to fold, which is why I chose to go 8,000 instead of shoving all in for 17-7. Jack, any number of jacks without a diamond, over pairs without a diamond, I figure are going to call a lot of the time here.
Is that a call?
He does put in the call. I flip up the 9s. He shows me the good news and shows me he has a queen high flush with ace queen. Ship it to Pop.
Ship it to Papa.
Less than an hour later, this miracle of a hand happens. I open under the gun to 900 with king jack of diamonds. The cutoff calls, and the big blind, who's a very good player, who's also 3-betting so much, puts in the 3-bet. I call and I flop the nuts with the nut flush. He bets all 3 streets. I move all on the river. He tanks for about 5 minutes and finally calls with top set aces. Full double to 90,000. Feeling on top of the world. Let's go.
Sold out, don't need a fire. Cause everybody know I got that wet fire, got that wet fire, got that wet fire, damn. Wet fire. Talk about wet fire.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. The electric energy that's in the air during the main event is absolutely amazing, unlike anything else. Just 20 minutes later, I'm under the gun 1 with the big blind at 400 still with Jack 10 of diamonds. I raise to 900. My nemesis in seat 2 is on the button and calls, and we are heads up to a flop of 10-7-3 with 2 hearts, 1 diamond. I bet 1,000 into 2,800, and my opponent, continuing his theme of acting quickly, puts in a raise to 3,000. Obviously, I could be beat right now. He could have a set of 3s, a set of 7s, a bigger 10, a flush draw, 8-9, but there is no decision here. I have to call. I flick in the 2 yellow chips, and to the turn we go with 8,800 in the middle, and what an interesting turn card it is. It's the Jack of Hearts, which gives me top 2 pair. It does complete a flush and 8-9, and obviously I'm still behind a set. My opponent bets 5K. I have to call, and I'm praying to God for a Jack or a 10 on the river, and it's the Jack of Clubs! I river the full house and check. With the intention of check raising, I can only be beaten by 8-9 of hearts if my opponent has a straight flush. My opponent takes some time, and he does put out a bet of 10,000. I decide to go for a check raise to 27,500. My opponent quickly calls. I flip up my hand. Honestly, I probably should have raised a little bit larger to maybe 37,000, but still a nice one. Let's go. 75-minute dinner break, sitting on 112,000, and the big blind will be 500 when we get back. For those of you that don't know, I am an ACR team pro. I'm so privileged and happy to be a part of the ACR family. And we meet up with a bunch of the other ACR team pros who are also on dinner break. Let's go. Legends up in here. We got Wayne, Bub, Ebony. What is it? I'm so sorry. I'm Michael. You're awesome. Nice to meet you. We got Camille, who'll be there in a second. We got Party in the house. Bet on Drew. Grips. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go, man. Hell yeah. All right, returning from dinner break. Awesome break. With a bunch of the ACR crew and friends. I'm feeling so good, man. Not a soft table. Not a tough table. Interesting table. A few sharks. No one's really getting out of line. I'm feeling good, man. Let's go. Let's keep it going. And after 4 more hours of play after dinner break, I really didn't get into any eventful hands. I just grinded out a bunch of medium-sized pots and found a really nice bag for day 2. 137,500 in the bag, returning tomorrow with the big blind at 800, which means I have over 170 big blinds and a dream. Vegas, baby. Bellagio. Day 2, man. Day 2 of the main. Feels good. It's crazy how things can change so quickly. The first 3-4 hours of the day, just literally lost every single hand. Was down to 23,000, and then kaboom. You know, went from 23 to like 120 in like an hour of play or so, and ended up bagging 137,500 for day 2. So tomorrow I'm taking the day off. NBA Summer League all day with the boys. Get a good night's sleep, and get back at it Saturday for day 2. Feeling good. The dream is alive to win 10 million plus. This is officially the biggest main event ever, the most entries ever. Last year was 10 million for first, so this year will be 10 million plus. Let's go. Feeling good. The dream is alive. All right, day 2. Feeling good. Pretty much just relaxed all day yesterday. Worked on editing my vlog for all the footage that I shot during day 1 and got a good night's sleep, hung on my brother. It was a good day. Day 2, big blind starting at 800, so got a nice healthy 100 big blind plus stack. I'm feeling good. Let's run good and get a nice stack into day 3. That's all we got to do today. One day at a time. Let's go. I'm on my first break here with my boy Grips. ACR Stormer. How you doing, man?
Doing great, man. I came in short today, 15,000.
Yes.
Doubled up.
Nice.
Doubled up again.
Nice.
Short with like 50, man. Life's good.
Let's go. That feels amazing.
Yeah.
Let's go, man. How's your table? How's your experience here at the main? Everything.
Table's great.
Table's great.
Main's the best.
It's a big thing.
Puncher's pad is the nuts. You
Okay,
gotta
yes,
take the
yes.
to adjust it. Oh my god. That is the life right there.
It is. ACR takes care of us.
ACR takes great care of us. How you been doing, man? You got a big stack coming in?
I'm good. Good first level. I've got over 150. I love my table. Like we always talk about, it's so important. So, feeling good. ACR, baby. Let's go. First big pot of the day. Just over 3 hours into the day. I look down at pocket nines under the gun. With the big blind at 1,000, I come in for a raise to 2,200. And the low jack, who has been 3-betting quite a bit, puts in the 3-bet to 6,700. It folds back to me, no choice but to call. To the flop we go with 15,900 in the middle, praying for a 9 on the flop yet again. And it's the next best thing. 3, 4, 8 with 2 hearts. I have the overpair with the backdoor flush draw. I check. My opponent predictably bets around 1/3 pot for 5K, and I call. 25,900 in the middle. To the turn we go. And it's the 6 of hearts, which does give me a flush draw now with my 9 of hearts. Still holding the overpair. I check it over to my opponent. Takes around 30 seconds and puts out a bet of 15,000. I could possibly still be holding the best hand. My opponent is going to be betting ace-king or ace-queen offsuit with a heart in his hand. I call, and to the river we go with a massive 55,900 in the middle, and the river is the 10 of spades. I check, and my opponent, after thinking for some time, bets 40,000. Obviously, he could be bluffing here with ace-king off, ace-queen off with a heart, but I do let it go. Moving on. Around 2 hours later, my table breaks and we go down the long hallway walk from the Paris Casino to the Horseshoe, and I get moved to a table with the Sacramento Crusher to my direct right, Matt Kramer. One hell of a nice guy. He moves on with the short stack for 15,400 with the big blind at 1,200, and I look down at ace-king of hearts to his direct left. I had thoughts of min-click raising and decided that calling was best. It then folds around the big blind who lets it go. Matt flips up his hand, and he flips up the king-queen offsuit. We have about a 75% favorite to win this 33,000 pot, but unfortunately, as you see, the queen hits the flop, and we go into dinner break with 76,000. Nice, and perfect time for a dinner break. I meet up with a bunch of the other ACR team pros that are still in it to win it. Chris Moneymaker and his friend, Joe Williams, Party, Ebony, and Renee. Time to relax and get a good bite to eat. PM, we're on the last break of the night. 2 more hours to go, sitting on 88,000, 44 big blinds in a dream. The only goal today is to make it to day 3. We're almost there. Let's go. We are now just 15 minutes away from making it to day 2. Under the gun comes in for a min raise to 4,000. Under the gun 1 calls, and it folds to me in the cutoff, and I look down at the glorious pocket aces. Time to re-raise. I 3-bet to 16,000, and it folds back to under the gun, who tanks for over a minute. It's obvious at this point in time that under the gun has a really big hand, and he moves all in for 73,500. Under the gun 1 folds. I call. He shows pocket queens. Hold the baby for 156K.
Oh my God, 1 outer, Jesus Christ.
You got a queen? And under the gun 1, Ryan D'Angelo lets us know he folded ace queen. I'm under the gun and go all in with pocket 5s. The player to my left calls, the big blind checks, and they check down the board of queen, ace, 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 queen with a full house on board, 6-7 to my left, king 7 to my right, and we chop. I'm now automatically all in the big blind. There's a side action, and after the river comes down, under the gun flips up his jack high bluff. I haven't looked at my hand, and now I just need to beat jack high to stay alive. What's he got?
Jack high.
Jack high? I haven't looked yet.
Come on, we can beat Jack high.
Oh, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Give it a pop. It's not over yet. It's not over yet. We end up winning that one with the 10-3 offsuit. I fold the next 2 hands, and we are bagging up 6,500 in chips for day 3 with around 2.5 big blinds. Still feeling absolutely crushed from the pocket aces bad beat.
Pocket aces!
Poker gods! Vegas! Why? Oh, man. Man, poker's such a rough game, man. I've had a little walk to my rental car over here by the Rio and the Palms to kind of cool off a little bit, man. Poker is such a silly game, you know. It's the only game it's the only game where you can play perfect and lose. Like, what other game can you say I played perfect and lost? You know, the aces played it perfect, got it in pre, 82% favorite. And actually, if you account for the fact that ace queen was folded, it's more like a 90% favorite, but you know, that's the game. That's the game. So, very bitter day 3 bag. 6,500 in chips, returning tomorrow with 2.5 bigs. But yeah, hopefully I can spin. Ryan D'Angelo is at my table. Super nice guy and crusher, and he lost an all-in, I think with about 90 minutes left in the day. With 10s against ace queen off, he started walking away. Dealer says, wait, come back. Literally a chip in a chair. He had one 500 chip, smallest chip on the table when the big blind was 1,500, so he had 0.33 left, 0.33 big blinds left. He ended up bagging, I think, like 90K or 100K, just won 5 all-ins in a row, and hopefully that's what I can replicate tomorrow. So back at it tomorrow, noon start time. 2.5 bigs for you, boy. Just devastated when that queen hit, just devastation. But the good devastation, you know, there's good sick and bad sick, and that was the good sick. So back at it tomorrow. Just a few hands into the day, I look down at pocket sevens, all in, and the big blind calls with 5-6 offsuit.
Got the perfect thing you wanted. Oh my.
ACR nuts. It folds to the small blind, he puts me all in. I have 4.6 big blinds behind the big blind and call with 8-9 offsuit. 10 ball. 8-9-10. GG, guys.
GG.
Yep, GG, brother. Well, guys, unfortunately, this is where the main event road ends for me. Obviously, just so disgusting with the pocket aces hand last night, but as I always say, there's the good sick and there's the bad sick. That was definitely the good sick. The good sick meaning I did my job, got it in with a big heavy favorite. Turns out I was actually a 91% favorite on the one since ace queen was folded, and did my job, and that's the good sick. The bad sick is when you punt off and make a mistake and beat yourself up. That's, you know, feel as good as I can right now. On to the next one. Gonna look to get the next flight home to my wifey and boys. And there's a Run Good Thunder Valley series running in Sacramento this upcoming weekend. So lots of vlogs, lots of tourneys coming up. On to the next one. GG.